after they crossed the line, so focused were they on working together in that K2, and we should see some paddlers working together this time in the canoe. The C2 women's 500-meter race coming up shortly. Now, China, of course, dominated this race at the Olympic Games recently in Tokyo, with Ukraine in second and the Canadians taking third spot. And I'm delighted that Ukrainians are here with us at the World Championships. They really have been at the forefront of the development of women's canoe. Of course, it's been in the World Championships for over 10 years, women's canoeing events, but it's got more competitive as time has gone on. And it's been great to see these events, which were really successful at the Tokyo Olympic Games. So just take you through the lineup now as paddlers approach the starting boots. So in lane 1 we've got Koku and Olarasu from Moldova, 6th place at the European Championships back in June in Poznan. In lane 2 we should have Anita Ozero and Anita Yakome. Antia Ozero and Anita Yakome, I should say. There they are. Lane 3, Nazdrova and Makarchanka from Belarus. Lane 4, Viraj Bala and Kingso Takash. Watch for them, second at the World Championships in 2019. Quite an experienced crew now. Missed out on a medal in this event at the Olympics, but they've picked up medals at the European Championships this year and also the World Cup in Bernal in Russia. Lane 5, Ludmila ЛУЗАН and Anastasiya ЧЕТВЕРИКОВА. Wonderful performance to take the silver medal at the Olympic Games. Anastasiya and Sofia Jensen from Canada in 6. Szczesnobinska and Joes in 7. From Poland, Duboys and Segura from Cuba in 8. And Kozanova and Makarchanka from the Russian Canoe Federation in 9. Lane 5 and 6. Now lane 6, really the Canadians here, not as well known of course as Katie Vincent and Laurent Vincent-Lapointe, who took the bronze medal in Tokyo. They're not here, but the Canadians really taking it to the Ukrainians. But it's this middle part of the course here as they approach the 250 mark where the Ukrainians are using their long stroke. You can see them both right-handers, both paddling on the same side, which just require a little bit of steering, but they're naturally right-handers and it works for them. And they're just eking out a lead over the head of the rest of the field as we get to the halfway point. Now there's the Hungarians. The Hungarians will often come for a late charge, so watch for them in the white boat in lane 4. They've still got a bit of work to do to get on terms with the Ukrainians, and making the best of it at the moment as we get to the 200-meter mark is in fact the Cubans. Yarisleidis, Duboys and Katherin Segura won the World Cup in Bernal in Russia just a few months ago, so they've been in good form, 6th place at the Olympics. But they've got a lot of work to do to try and get on terms with ЛУЗАН and ЧЕТВЕРІКОВА. They're not going to give this up from here. Really determined, really exciting paddlers. Look at that perfect synchronicity and union with both their blades as well as the hips and driving that front leg. And it is emerging now, the Belarusians of Nazdrova, Makarchanka, trying to put the Ukrainians under pressure. They're going to have to do that pretty soon because we're about to get to the finish within the next couple of strokes. The Ukrainians dominating. We need to see that finish line picture to be able to see that clearly. But Ukrainians dominating over lane 3 and a battle for 3rd place. So Belarus look like they're in 2nd, but it's between Hungary and the Cubans to take the 3rd spot. Canadians perhaps fading from the young, inexperienced crew. But wonderful to see once again on the podium Ludmila ЛУЗАН and Anastasiya ЧЕТВЕРІКОВА. Ludmila ЛУЗАН in the front there. Look at her, she's always smiling, mainly because she always seems to be winning. She won the Super Cup in Oklahoma in the individual event just recently, last month. Then we can see lane 3, then maybe lane 8. That's the Cubans, the winners from the World Cup in Bernal. They taking the 3rd place, but it was close, and that's exactly what we want to see in women's canoe racing. Some close racing. Sport ever developing since it was added to the Olympic program in Tokyo. And then, of course, we'll see it again in Paris. Some great slow-mos there, you can see. The tailwind causing a few waves on the boats there, but no problem for ЛУЗАН and ЧЕТВЕРІКОВА. The two right-handers. Perfect harmony, look at that. Head dead still, driving the front leg and driving together. That's so important in this event. These incredibly unstable boats. We're delighted with their performance, and hopefully we might get a word from them with Ross Solly on the podium.
Congratulations, Ukraine. You're world champions. How does that feel?
We're so happy. It's very good happy. Thank you so much for all people and for our coach. Thank you.
Oh, it's great, isn't it? They're delighted. Look, Ludmila always seems to have a smile on her face. As I said, often because she's winning, but even when she takes silver or bronze, doesn't take the win, she's a bubbly character. So, confirmation of Ukraine in first, Belarusian take the silver, and Cuba just behind them taking the bronze. So we'll have a few races left for you here, some of the most exciting ones in fact. So we're now waiting just to see the medalists for the women's C2 committee who will be giving out those medals. He's been such a wonderful servant for the International Federation for so long. We wouldn't have these events organised so well if it wasn't for him. And Anastasiya, ČETVERÍKOVA. They've had a fantastic few months, haven't they? Between the European Championships, World Cups in Szeged and Hungary, the Super Cup that we had in Oklahoma in the States not very long ago, and also right here, right now at the World Championships in Denmark. So European champions from Poznan, Poland, and now world champions. They're always popular, the Ukrainian paddlers. Ludmila there, she's moving this sport forward alongside Nevin Harrison from the United States, who was the Olympic champion over the C1 200-meter distance. Things are developing rapidly. Once was a time when the